want you to see my pretty face. Pretty sure I still have the time lapse on it. Let me double check that. Put that down. I'll just be peeking up at you. So if you ever want to like see your time lapse video, you just go over to videos. And what we're doing is you can export this time lapse video, and then you can also do time lapse replay. Ooh, stop. I got a whole thing I gotta do, okay? We can't do it yet. I created this character in my head for a role-playing thing I do with my D&D friends. Shout out. And this was a character that's kind of in the possible works of playing in the future, but I liked him, and so I drew him because I saw this image in my head, and I was like, this is really cool. I want to do this. This is really cool. I want to do this. So, try not to cuss. How that happened. Not if I'm picking all the wrong things. It took me a little while to kind of figure out what I was doing. Yeah, see, there we go. That's the image I wanted. And as you can see, I'm doing the blue. I doing the blue and then the darker blue on top for detail. And okay, we're gonna stop it real quick. Oh man, how do I stop this? We won't stop it. But as you can see, I was definitely much more detailed in this, I think. With the shading and the wrinkles in the coat. I love wrinkles in clothing. And then here's doing the smoke part, which I really was having a lot of fun with because I'd never done it this way before. That went a little too quick than I wanted to. I had many more things to explain. Okay, so I think I can stop this. Yep, it's a little easier for me to stop. I do this thing a lot of times when I figure out drawings where I just delete it and then I start over. Because sometimes I just need to know where I'm going. So I get the idea in my head and then I draw it out and then I don't really like it. And in this particular one, I wanted to add more depth. I wanted to make his body posture a lot more interesting. There's so many different shapes going on here. It just was so fun to ink. And sometimes you'll do certain drawings where you're like, I'm on fire. I'm getting it. I'm getting the look down. I'm getting the eyebrows down. I love his eyebrows in this. I love very interesting, thick eyebrows. Probably because I grew up with very interesting, thick eyebrows. They look tamed. They are not, and we're not going to zoom in on that. Love doing this smoke this way. I'd never done any atmospheric add-ons like this before. It was definitely something I was just experimenting with. Stealing the colors right here from a drawing I did of him before. So I could make a palette, and I think eventually I did make a palette for him. This is what I just default do this. And also, some of the shading is different. Shadows that you'll kind of see, like on his neck and stuff, I actually colored those ahead of time. And usually I do that after. So I was kind of experimenting with coloring shadow shapes in early. And so this is me making the background. I made it like that and I didn't like it. I wanted him in a cave. And I'd never actually done this like blocky style of a background really before, but I was testing it because I had seen other artists do it and I really liked it. And it just all worked really well together, and I actually really love this drawing a lot. It let me explore a few different things. Like, I still got to keep my style, but I got to expand upon it a little bit and try different things, and that's the cool thing about art, is finding new things to try. And like I said, art a lot of times is looking at other people doing stuff and then doing it yourself. Just kind of want to go into some more of the details of it. So you're going to see right here, this hand in particular, you can kind of see how I erase certain parts. And I was very meticulous about erasing because it was very important for you to see this finger was out of the smoke. And I just think this creates a lot more depth than I ever did before. And you're going to see one of my favorite kind of depth creating techniques I use using the rounded paintbrush in Procreate and using it as an eraser of shadow. So creating light using that. And I think it creates this style that I really like of lighting where it just looks, it's like blocky. And what was very important for me was kind of exploring lighting on his face with like these definite like blocks of light. And I think it just creates a level of depth. And honestly, I think it adds to the intensity in his face. This is very fun for me to do. You'll also see I definitely explored with lighting on wrinkles, also one of my favorite things to do. Look. Let's get serious about something here. Clothing wrinkles in art is everything. It's my PSA. It's everything. When you do it good. Oh, when you do it good. You do clothing wrinkles so good. It's I was about to say it's a level of ecstasy I can't explain. And I don't know if I should be describing clothing wrinkles in art that way, but it is. It is a level of ecstasy I cannot explain when you get clothing wrinkles just right. I actually was not comfortable drawing men for a really long time. I had a really hard time drawing men correctly. Honestly, a little afraid to explore that because I thought maybe I don't know, maybe when I was a kid I thought maybe I was being a pervert if I focused a little too much on it. And one of my big things that I always try to do when I do drawings of anybody, of any of my characters, I try to be as realistic. Even in my early drawings, I try to be as realistic about body type as possible. Girls are not just skinny, guys are not just fit. There's a lot of different body types. There's a lot of different types of male fitness and female fitness. I thought I have a very muscular built system, which is why sometimes I will draw some females very muscular because I honestly just want to see more muscly women or women that are built more like a brick, like I am. Gina Rodriguez, if I remember that correctly, I might be butchering that right now. Yeah, Gina Rodriguez. She, when I saw her on Jane the Virgin, that was the first time I think I ever saw any female on media that I was like, yep, I get that body type. Like, I see myself in that. Because she went out there and she was her body type and she was unforgiving about it. And I love that because it definitely made me start appreciating my body and accepting the fact that I'm not fat because I'm thick. And so it's very important for me to also do the same thing for guys. Is when I do draw men, I try to make sure I'm exploring what their body types are. Because some guys are not, they're not the classic V shape. Sometimes there are also blocks. So when I draw, I try to keep in mind who is the character I'm drawing and what does their body type need to be. Hold on, my cat is freaking the fuck out. You're probably wondering, my cat was crying outside very loudly. You may be wondering, why would she be crying so loudly? It's because she brought a stick to me. She wanted me to see the stick. Yeah. Don't worry, I love your stick. Good job. Good job. Very good kitty. Very good kitty at bringing the stick. We don't need to cry that loudly. We don't need to make it... My cat wants attention so bad. She's the happiest right now. Oh, nope, maybe not. Do you want down? Okay. I have your stick. Thank you. But we will stop it there because I think this video way too long already. So, thank you. I will, excuse me. I will hopefully, I did like a baby burp where it's not really a burp. Whatever, you don't care. Thank you. If you have been watching this entire time, thank you very much. We are done now.